Don't get me wrong.
NATO.
You guys want to see the receipts on this?
Its tanks to tweets doctrine, saying that the new role of NATO is no.
You guys want to see the receipts on that? It's pretty funny.
NATO headquarters, Brussels.
Yes, hello. I am here to announce NATO is going to take over Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, and Reddit. Any questions?
NATO must remain prepared for both conventional and hybrid threats, from tanks to tweets. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Look how he looks directly in the camera for the first time in the speech, right when he hits that operatic high note.
And hybrid threats, from tanks to tweets. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
NATO must control your tweets.
From tanks to tweets.
You motherfucker!
Thank you very much. This concludes this.
How can you say that? How can you say that? How can you just sit there as a fucking military official and say that? Yeah, I wanted to put that on a Jumbotron. Yeah, I wanted to put that on Rogan. Why didn't I put that on? Well, I should have stopped and said, pull the clip. The world needs to see this. This is the head of NATO, the General Secretary of NATO, sticking his wang in your face.
Come on, let's see that smile.
And saying, we are the media now. Not NBC, not CNN, not the New York Times. F***ing NATO.
This is exactly why Trump detests NATO and wants to dump them on their pointy heads. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you find the middle ground between the legacy media and independent media like me. But as usual, Obama disagrees.
There are going to be times potentially when one side tries to stack the deck and lock in.
Hold up.
A permanent grip on power, either by actively suppressing votes or politicizing the armed forces or using the judiciary, the criminal justice system to go after opponents.
Pause.
And in those circumstances, pluralism does not call for us to just stand back and say, well, I'm not sure that's okay. In those circumstances, a line has been crossed, and we have to stand firm.
The fact that he said, one side tries to stack the deck and lock in, a very long pause. And I'm like, you've been thinking, maybe I'm doing this? But just let's keep with the conversation because maybe the people are that dumb and they don't notice it. No, everybody is logged in. Everybody sees the same thing. At least with the popular vote, sounds like it's the same old playbook for the Democrats. Accuse others of what they are doing is actually their number one play. And they don't know how to stop while everybody is looking at it.
Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy have left the Capitol, and their parting words were that they, quote, want to meet with Democrats next time. Would you meet with them?
Oh, I would meet. Now, I don't know that they want to meet with me, but I would absolutely, listen, if they are going to have this little DOGE commission or whatever it is that they are calling, I absolutely want to understand as much about it as I can so that I can report back. It's kind of like that time that we had to go and see the January 6ers at the jail. I had to show up to make sure that the truth was going to be reported. So absolutely, come and see me, guys, and let's have a talk so I can make sure that the truth is in the atmosphere.
I have had it with these motherfucking snakes.
How can you confidently say, I want to meet with the people that I don't want to agree with, but I'm going to act as if I want to agree with them, and then I will use that information to fight them or backstab, even if it's information of the people that I've put in prison? I'm like, you're not the middle ground. My bad. I had to say it.
Today, the government is adding a further 324 unique makes and models of assault-style firearms to the list of prohibited firearms in Canada. This prohibition takes effect immediately. This means these firearms can no longer be legally used sold, or imported in Canada and can only be transferred or transported under extremely limited circumstances.
Communism forever.
Even if I think that's communism, I guess you just want to keep everybody under socialism. Okay, I would respect that.
As part of that process, the government of Canada has committed to the Ukrainian government to identify whether some of these guns could be donated to support the fight for democracy in Ukraine.
I don't know what to say, but I do like to laugh at hypocrisy. Just saying.
We need to stop the war in Ukraine now. If Ursula von der Leyen and all these government bureaucrats had to send their own children to fight in the front line, will they still vote so passionately to support and escalate the war? It's easy to make decisions about the war when you are detached from its everyday reality. When it's someone else's child is fighting, when it's someone else who has to face the consequences. Since the beginning of this war, more than 1 million people have been killed or been wounded in the battlefield, including many civilians as well as many soldiers, both Russians and Ukrainians. All these people, they're someone else's children, friends, parents. Keeping the war going, which is what the European politicians want, it's completely crazy and inhumane. We need to find a way to stop it now. For more than 2 years, the United States and the European Union have been betting on winning this war in the battlefield. And this strategy has clearly failed, as Ukraine keeps losing its territory slowly every day. We cannot wait any longer. We need ceasefire right now and not more weapons and escalation. Politicians out there, please, before deciding the support of the war, please think, what if it was your children fighting in the front lines?
I think just like Biden, they would say, we will abide by the law. If there's not enough men, we will force them to.
I'd stop calling it a lie.
You see yourself ultimately working with folks like Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who will be heading.
Yeah.
Traitor!
I admire Mr. Musk. He's been involved in very important parts of American society, AI, SpaceX, and other kinds of things. Yes, he's on a different team, but that doesn't make me an enemy. I don't automatically going to become a critic. It's like, hey, he has made, he's made our economy and our nation better, and our politics are different, and I don't agree with some of the things that he might say, but that doesn't make him, like I said, an enemy.
Who would have thought that Fetterman would be the voice of reason? He sounds like a Democrat from 20 years ago. Well, you're meeting right now a Democrat from 20 years ago. No wonder even Elon Musk tweeted this out like, look, Fetterman seems like a decent middle ground human being.
Keep your damn mouth shut.
There it is. There it is.
Just shut up.
That's right.
Don't say nothing. It's best don't say nothing. There ain't no trying to fix. That way you ain't got to fix. What if you're right? What? What did he say? What did you say? What if you're right? What if you're right? Are you married? Yes, I am. You actually said that? What if you're right? When? I mean, sometimes. What? Boy, your dumb ass ain't gonna make 15. I can tell you that right now.
And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, I don't listen to a man that has 2 failed marriages. It's very simple. The fact that he is in a third one, he ain't right ever. And that's the message that you want to teach a person that is managing to be able to have communication with his wife? Miss me.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort?
How about when a woman called a man weak for opening her car door? Or the time that men pursued women on dating apps and him saying, hey, how are you, wasn't good enough? How about the pivotal moment when a man is looking out into the open and happens to glance in a woman's direction and somehow he's undressing her with his eyes? Or how about the moment when women considered everything the bare minimum and nothing is ever good enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men have to fix everything in a relationship to make it work and women have to simply exist? Or how about the time there was a study done that said 80% of women find men unattractive, so why would they try anymore? Or the pivotal moment where men can be accused of SA or grape at any given moment by accident just because a woman is pissed off because she was rejected? Or what about the pivotal moment that women have constantly told men that they're so undesirable that they would rather pick a bear over a human being, as if men don't have feelings? Or how about the pivotal moment that every single man that ever chased a woman was considered a simp and women simply didn't respect them or want to be with them because they're chasing and they're trying too hard? What about the pivotal moment when the nice guy gets left because he's not toxic enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men can't even simply be respectful without it being considered creepy or too friendly? Or what about the time that women decided that not even Cheesecake Factory was good enough for a first date? That they didn't want to get to know men for who they are. They wanted to know how much money they made and their status. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound worth chasing.
I don't like to walk behind a woman that walks slow. I cross the street. That's how stupid it is sometimes, because we live in different times. We're psyop. And I don't want to walk behind the person that's psyops too, if that makes sense.
It is his son, after all, and people do have sympathy for that. But a lot of people are angry with him about it. What do you say?
Oh, well, I think it's undeniable that the case against Hunter Biden was really politically motivated. But I also think it's true that the trial in New York for Trump, that was political as well too.
No.
No, it's that. And in both cases, I think a pardon is appropriate. And I really think collectively, America's confidence in these kinds of institutions have been damaged by these kinds of cases. And we cannot allow these kinds of institutions to be weaponized against our political opponents. And it's very clear both trials were politically motivated and weaponized that on the other side.
They'll say that about the J6 people too, though, right? That's what they're going to say on the other side. That is weaponized also.
I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about the New York trial. And now the Democrats on our side there were some that were gleeful, calling it like, now he's a convicted felon and those things. And now for our party, we were talking about criminal justice, and we're now talking about second chances. And now all of a sudden now you're like, well, he's a convicted felon and all these things. And now clearly, again, both of those trials, the Hunter Biden one and the trial in New York for Trump, that was politically motivated, and those kinds of charges would have never been brought unless one side could realize that they could weaponize that.
This guy is a gem. I mean, I don't agree with him that it's politically motivated on Hunter's side, because even if it was, the pardon then might have been politically motivated for more than 10 years, right? But at least it's like, if we do it on one side, we're doing it on the other side. We can agree with that, right? Joy Behar wasn't happy about it. What about the January 6th? Chill. Because John Fetterman might be the most rational Democrat. Yeah, that should be the guy that you guys need to copy. The white guy.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush, hash, purple, skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, jam, turloqueta, verdetta, welcome.